But this place for lunch, okay, for $11 you can get to order whatever you want. It's from 11 to 3 or 11 to 2:30. You know, you can. The only thing is you can't take anything home, obviously. But
it's not a buffet, but it's all you can eat. They have a regular menu. They have a regular menu you order from, but there's no prices on the menu.
What Felix generally does is he goes to this restaurant and then he purges himself when he's finished. You know.
I do.
Well, I don't know. I don't follow you into the bathroom. I don't know what you do.
How do you know what I usually do?
I'm taking a wild guess.
Oh. No, it's the important part about this restaurant, which Mark is neglecting to say, the food is extremely good. It's very popular.
Well, I'm not reluctant to say that it's delicious.
Yes, that's what makes the place so popular is the quality of the food
and the fact that I will say that the food is excellent because my wife doesn't like it. That's why it's excellent.
Well, your wife doesn't like anything, so
that's very true. Very true indeed. You know.
Anyway.
She just thinks it's obscene to eat that much food, you know. And I mean, let's face it, for people like me who really should be on diets and watch what he eats, you tell them about a place almost like a buffet where it's all you can eat. I mean, that's like a bulb lighting up on top of my head, you know. That gives me an idea. Oh, I'm there. I'm right there with you, you know.
Right.
Well, you know. I don't eat as much as Mark would in a place like that, but then I see people who just like order 12 appetizers and.
Well, you eat more sushi than I do. I usually order one roll.
Yeah.
And a couple of things from the appetizers, and I get one or two entrees, and that's it. And I've had enough.
That's it, right? Anyway, but the food is, as I said, the food does have to be good, and we said we should get together one time. And I think Mark was leaning towards that place.
Yeah, we figured.
Just let me know.
The least we could do, Elisa, is you've been so loyal to our show that we're going to put it on our we're going to write out we have an expense account.
No.
It goes along with our salary, which is zero.
Mark,
what?
The next caller in the next 3 seconds who calls in gets a free lunch at
Walk and Roll.
1, 2, 3. You're the only one. You win.
No, you got to tell her to hang up and call again. Anyway, it would be our pleasure. You know, especially mine. I never met you like Felix did, but
yes, Felix
we will treat you to lunch.
Thank you so much.
You just let us know when you would like to do it, and we'll sort of make arrangements.
It's got to be this Saturday or Sunday. There isn't really.
You gotta let Felix know so I could lie to my wife.
Yeah, so almost any Saturday or Sunday.
I have to look in my book because
Well, you have Samantha, so the bottom line is.
Well, I don't have her on the week. I don't have her on Saturdays. Well, I mean, lately I have been, but I mean, technically she's supposed to be with her father on Saturdays, and pretty much she is. Tomorrow, unfortunately, he has to go to work tomorrow because he had to take off. He had to do me a favor this Wednesday and take off of work because my company took my department out to dinner as an appreciation for the hard work that we do, and embarrassed me because they announced I was given an account, and it was like a little promotion, let's say, something that I was trying to avoid, and like they kept asking me, taken, and I was like, no, I'm not here long enough, and they just said, we're giving it to you. It's yours. So now I have this nationwide account that I'm dealing with. So
good for you.
Huh?
And listen,
Felix surprised me. I mean, Felix said he was taking me out to Walk and Roll, and then he gave me the bill before I left. He walked out real fast, and I was stuck with the bill.
I didn't say I was paying for this. I was taking you there.
That's true.
Well,
The
we'll
boy, did I
definitely,
take you for a ride?
we could definitely do it within the next couple of weeks because, like I said, I mean, I've got pretty much my schedule. My calendar is like filling up. Next weekend, I'm actually going to be with my sisters and my cousins. We're just the girls. We're all getting together. And
You going out to Pennsylvania again?
No, we're going to go to my cousin's house in Jersey. She's going to host the whole thing. She's actually catering everything. She's getting all kinds of food in. She has MS, so it's very hard for her to get around. She's in one of those mobile chairs, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and she's young. She's like, I don't even think she's...
What does she have, MS?
No, I think she's 40. So she said she wanted to host it, huh?
MS? Does she have MS?
She has MS, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I figured.
You know,
we have a very dear friend. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, so she was like, I want to host it at my house. And we were like, fine. So we're all getting together. And it's just like the first cousins. And so that's next week. And then in a couple of weeks, I have a reunion. Last year, we were supposed to have our 30th high school reunion, but we're doing it this year. But we combined it with a couple of other classes, like the class that was ahead of us and the class behind us, because my crowd, we weren't just our class, we were a vast amount, I mean, the class of 83, the class of 84, we all hung out together, as a group. So every now and then we all get together, so we're having this big reunion next month in the city. And I'm also planning a trip to the Dominican Republic.
Oh, boy.
And
busy.
Yeah, I just, I texted a friend one day, and I was like, what do you think of the Dominican Republic? And he was like, it's nice. Why? It's like, I want to go. So he's like,
no,
okay. He's like, okay. I was like, no, I really want to go. He was like, okay. He goes, I know. He goes, when you want something, I know. So he's booking me a trip to the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, the Dominican Republic is real nice. I've been there quite a few times.
Well, you were talking about reunions. Felix had a reunion not long ago. His romper room. Remember romper room? You remember romper room?
I remember romper room.
Well,
I remember it.
Felix and the group got together.
Okay, hold on. We got another call.
Oh, we have another caller? Oh, my goodness. Boy, oh, boy.
Facebook is calling us. I see we got another caller. Who's calling?
My name is Mike, calling from St. Paul. How you guys doing?
Where are you calling from? I'm sorry.
Minnesota.
Did you say Minnesota?
That's what I thought he said.
Oh, okay. You want to join in? Right now, we're just having a lot of fun. But I guess you saw the topic, which I assume that's why you're calling up. The fact that religion plays such a big role in the world's politics.
Still there.
With America, I think let's be honest, guys. The foundation of our Constitution, the whole concept of you and I and all of us have rights that are inalienable, is based on this idea of there being a creator. Is it not?
Yes. This country is certainly built on that.
Right. So the concept that you or me or any human being has intrinsic value is based on the fact that we live in a world that believes that a God made you prior to that. Now, if the God doesn't exist, let's say the atheist model is the actual true model of the world, then you and I are nothing more than pond scum evolved to a higher order, and our actual value is determined by those above us or what we actually own and possess, the power that we actually have ourselves. That's it. So we really are nothing. And so this idea that you have rights or I have rights is ridiculous. If there's no God, there's no such thing. You don't have an alien. You're just...
Well, but even the countries when we talk about ISIS or ISIL, They believe in God. They believe in Allah as God and Muhammad is his prophet. So they believe in that. It's not that they don't believe in God.
They just have a war.
Well, no.
Well, I mean, okay. When you talk about difference between religion, you can do an internal critique and study things and understand how to discern what's true or not. I mean,
yeah, I almost hate to say this, but you're really breaking up. I can't understand what you're trying to say. There are a couple of words that come through, and then the rest is really not clear. And I think it's more the equipment than anything else.
How are you calling in? How are you calling in?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
now
better,
you
yeah.
sound fine.
I was doing it by Skype.
Yeah, Skype usually should be good. Never a problem.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, and more or less, you're breaking up a little bit, but I'm surprised. So you said you're from Minnesota, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, now you're coming in a little better.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay,
Not
is
your
it working
fault.
clear now? Yep. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so the only thing I was saying is when you brought up Islam and, ISIS and what they're doing there, as far as looking at different beliefs, all you have to do is an internal critique and see, does the belief even stand up for what, like in Islam, right? They're claiming to be a continuation of Christianity and Judaism. So from that point of view, you can do an internal critique and compare the two to see if is it even consistent. And any bit of research you can find out it's not. I mean, Muhammad was a pedophile and a mass murdering, power-hungry, war basically general. That's what he was. And he was just using religion as a means to achieve that. And he was completely exact opposite of every prophet you read in the Bible, who were basically men who had gave up on the world, lived in poverty, committed themselves to serving and helping people. And on the other hand, you have this guy Muhammad who's out here chasing every woman, trying to marry as many women as he can, trying to get as much power as he could, and trying to exploit people. I mean, come on, man. Part of this is common sense, and that's why the religion acts that way.
If you espouse those same feelings, if you like Charlie Hebdo, they would be coming after you, and you have every right to say that. I'm not afraid of them. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I came from. I'm an African by descent, and my country is like 50-50 with the Muslims, and we deal with them, and I know what they're about. I mean, they kill Christians regularly all over the world, especially in the Middle East and Asia. It's happening right, and there I deal with them there. I'm not afraid of them. It's just a myth. Like, if you're in America, you really have nothing to worry about. I mean, you can say anything; they're not going to really do anything to you. I've been in their actual country where they can do things and have these discussions, and most of them they're open to talk. I mean, the vast majority of them are actually decent people that can have a reasonable discussion, even if they disagree with you. It's just the ones that are radical and crazy are usually people who have a terrible life and are trying to find some kind of to live for that empowers them. That's why they take on the Goddess movement.
Okay, earlier in the show, before we realized that we weren't really broadcasting because we were having technical problems, we had said that, I watched the press conference today with David Cameron and the president. And the president said that for the most part, the United States does not have the problem that Europe has, because in Europe, the Muslims tend to feel segregated.
Which they are.
They are not made to feel as being part of the country where they're living. Here, the whole point is when people come to America, the first thing they want to do is assimilate. They want to become Americans. Yeah. And that's exactly what we have with the Muslims. And like you say, the average Muslim, wants to engage in conversation. Okay, I've heard Keith Ellison many times on news programs, and I can't see where he is, professing, anything other than peace, and, but and then we also said that the problem with ISIS and ISIL is that when the United States went into Iraq to overthrow Saddam Hussein, they did not allow for the